Pumpkin seeds, another thing. Pumpkin seeds, you can take those. Again, try not to get the salted variety because you don't know what the salt type is. But that's another one that's good, part of your diet. Put pumpkin seeds on salad or pumpkin seeds on other things, or just eat them as they are. That's another one that's very good. I did try, there was actually a pumpkin seed natural pill that had a capsule type, and tried that. Really didn't help a whole lot. So I would just kind of stay away from that. Another thing that you can do is you can put a little bit of baking soda in a glass of water, stir it up, and drink that. I have tried that. It's not totally effective 100% of the time. I have tried it and it's worked. Sometimes it doesn't. So, these are different options here. And again, you're not going to overdose on natural type cures. Okay. If you take some herbs and things like that, you can't overdose on herbs. All right. Think about that one. You can overdose on Excedrin or some of the other drugs out there, but you can't overdose on herbs. Think about that one for a little while. Okay. And you say, are there any other good cures, natural cures? Well, there's a big one that I left out for a reason, and that's because it's the most important one. It's the one we often think of last, and that is prayer. Yeah, prayer. Sometimes the only thing that's going to get you through it is prayer, and it's kind of sad because a lot of times we think of that one last, like I said. So make sure you pray. Ask the Lord to take away your headache. Very important. All right, now I'm going to give you a little list of things to eliminate completely from your life if you want to prevent headaches. Okay? And again, all of these things, I am speaking from experience on every single one of these. All medication, both prescription and over the counter. All of it. Get it out of your life if you want to prevent headaches from occurring. Number 2, all supplements and vitamins and things like that, okay? Again, there aren't too many that I've seen that are any good. I mean, I shouldn't say all, because there are some, like this one, you look at it and it's like, well, you know what, to help with hypoglycemia, blood sugar issues, this one will stabilize your blood sugar, okay? Make sure it doesn't have a whole lot of ingredients in it. Gelatin is fine. Just to give you a little hint here, what is gelatin? If you've ever cooked meat and you look at the liquid that's left over after you've cooked the meat and it cools down in the pan or whatever, and it looks like Jell-O, that's gelatin. Gelatin comes from the bones that are in the meat or from the fat in the meat. It's totally healthy, nothing wrong with it. That's why a lot of old-timer people and stuff, and we do this as well, we make bone broth where you take the leftover bones from different meals and things, chicken or whatever other types of bones, beef things, and you put those bones into some water and you slow cook it for many hours, like 7 hours or something like that, and it creates, you get the bones out of there and any other little pieces and stuff, drain off the liquid from that, and it'll create a bone broth that's very high in gelatin. Very good for your hair, very good for your bones. It's real good stuff for you. The vegetarians will try to come out and say, oh, it's actually poison. Whatever. The vegetarians are against it because it comes from meat-based things. But be very careful about supplements and vitamins. Okay? Make sure that it doesn't have soy in it of any kind. Modified cellulose, make sure that that's not in there. A lot of there's other toxic things in that. Another thing that you have to totally get out of your life if you want to prevent headaches is all fast food. And I'm not just talking McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, whatever. I'm talking about fast food. I should even, because sometimes it's not very fast coming to you, but restaurant food. Again, having worked in the restaurant industry for quite a few years as a young man, as a teenager, I saw the kind of stuff that went into restaurant food. They're not going to buy the very best foods or organic type of foods or things like that. And most of the people that are there working, and I've worked both in low-end fast food type of stuff and also very high-end, very expensive dinners and things like this. I've worked both. So again, I'm not saying, well, I just worked at McDonald's and I saw things. I've worked in both fast food and high end. And the practices and things of some of the people that cook, not good. I'll just give you an example. We used to actually we'd catch flies in the summertime and throw them into the deep vat fryer where they do the French fries and see which one lived longest. Very cruel, sick, twisted teenagers. I know I wouldn't do that anymore, but the point is, that's the kind of stuff we would do. And then we get an order from you for your French fries, and we put the fries right into that. So, and of course, there's plenty of information I could say too about fast food stuff, but anything from a restaurant is going to be processed. It's going to not be very good stuff for you. Cut that stuff out of your life. Cook at home. Soda or pop, depending on what part of the country you're from or what country you're from. Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Mountain Dew, especially Mountain Dew, very bad. Sprite, 7-Up, on down through the list. It's really bad, very high in high fructose corn syrup. Just bad stuff for you. Again, back when I used to work years and years ago, building boats, after my cooking years, I went into building boats. And in the summertime, I was drinking a 12-pack of Dr. Pepper probably every 2 or 3 days. And it was just drinking soda. I remember the one day I drank like 5, I think, just in the time I was at work. Just drinking soda all the time. That stuff is real bad for you. Diet's even worse, by the way. So get soda pop out of your life, out of your diet, if you want to prevent headaches. If you want to keep having headaches and having to, go through pain, then stay with it. Okay. And again, please let me say this too. Don't get overwhelmed by this. It's a process. All right. You don't have to just be cold turkey, everything just over to here. It's going to be a process. And you're going to be experimenting and things like that too. Next thing, Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi, again, it creates a lot of electrical fields and things like that. Really bad. Wi-Fi is super bad. Make sure that you are plugging your computer in with the cables and things like that, Ethernet cables, so that you can be on the internet and things. Stay away from the wireless stuff. Okay. If there are stores that are very big Wi-Fi hotspots and things, I'd shop someplace else. All processed food and white sugar. Okay, that's another thing I've been talking about, but it's extremely important. And that would also, later on I'll get into the thing of toxic food additives. I'll be back to that in a little bit. But processed food is basically when they take something natural and they process it through chemical means to make it white. Sugar, real sugar in the raw is brown. Okay, and I don't mean brown sugar. I'm talking raw, pure cane sugar is a very light brown color. It's not white. And what they're doing is they're taking out a lot of the nutrients and minerals and things and making it white. They'll chemically do that. Again, I showed you earlier the salt. White salt is not natural. Gray salt is natural. Okay, so processed foods, your TV dinners, things like that, those, again, they have to last a long time on the shelf, so they're going to process them and they're going to put chemicals into them so that they last for a very long time. And again, you can get into the whole thing of raw milk versus pasteurized, homogenized. There's just nearly every category of food falls under the heading of 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 10. For the love of money is the root of all evil.